Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, scholars and dignitaries, welcome to another episode. Welcome to my world. Hello, friends. You all know that love makes the world go around, and you know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Happiness, though, is the best medicine, and the good news is that it's easy to find. In fact, sometimes one trips over it and doesn't even realize it. I want to share a few ideas with you about happiness, and then at the end, I'm going to give you 10 proven tips for happiness in your life and share a few quotes from some others on happiness, too. Together, love, humor, joy, and happiness are the elements that make life meaningful and fulfilling. The forefathers of America thought that happiness was so important that they included it in the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Abraham Maslow, the famous psychologist, once said that happiness improves learning. Happiness is also very important in our aging and development, in the preservation of health and in life longevity, in increasing productivity in school and in the workplace, and is important for overall satisfaction in marriage. Happiness is not a personality trait. It is developed through a set of factors and attitudes from family, friends, goal achievement, values, and spiritual orientation. Happiness is an attitude. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a spiritual essence. It's a state of well being. The person who sees the glass as half full chooses to be happy, whereas the person who sees the glass as half empty chooses anxiety, worry, and pessimism. Happiness is not based upon material possessions. Sir John Templeton once said, quote, "Happiness comes from spiritual wealth, not material wealth. Happiness comes from giving, not getting. If we try hard to bring happiness to others, we cannot stop it from coming to us also. To get joy, we must give it, and to keep joy, we must scatter it." Now, happiness is contagious. Happiness spreads like ripples in a pond. One study shows that happiness not only spreads through social networks, but may also have a positive influence even on the happiness of someone you may have never met. So when you are happy, it can spread and influence the happiness of others. And this can even be true for indirect relationships between one's happiness and their friends' happiness. Happiness can be elusive. Many people, though, never find the happiness they constantly search for. It even eludes the rich and powerful. Abd el-Rahman III of Spain, one of the richest and most powerful men in the world, once admitted that despite his 50-year reign with power and despite his glory, his wealth, and admiration, he never did find happiness. He found that happiness is not attained through achievement and accomplishment, but from something else, from appreciation and gratefulness for what one does have. Father Joseph Martin, lecturer, author, counselor, and priest, once said in his distinguished presentation on feelings that happiness, quote, is not when you do something to make yourself happy, but when you do something to make someone else happy, and then you share in their happiness. Father Martin, who has worked with and trained thousands of people through his outreach and recovery efforts, made a special point to show that happiness is not a self-centered, but an other-centered dynamic. In other words, he found as a universal dynamic that we do not find our happiness by what we buy for ourselves or do for ourselves or achieve for ourselves. We become happy by what we buy, do, or achieve for others. This is a major point that people are missing. Values have been reversed over these last 50 years, and many people are suffering as a direct result. A mother or father gives and lives for their children. The result is their happiness in seeing their children mature and grow. A man or woman makes his or her spouse happy, and he or she is happy too by sharing in their happiness. An employer who treats his staff well finds more happiness. A teenager who gives a courtesy, a gift, a kindness, a favor will find and hold happiness much sooner and longer than anyone else. The adage, "Give and you shall receive," truly is talking about finding and earning everlasting happiness. Most people are either slightly to moderately happy or happy at certain moments, but not as often as they could or should be. Unfortunately, many people never reach the level of happiness they desire. Most of the time, these people are unhappy because they continue to pursue fantasies which never do realize true happiness. Quote, if I was only rich. Many others lose their happiness during their middle years when they wake up one day and realize they haven't achieved the American dream, which again is only a dream fantasy formed by the corporate world telling you that to be happy, you need to buy this car, you need this house or this dress, this watch or jewelry, and so on. So now that brings us to the 10 top tips for happiness. And in this regard, everyone needs to be self aware and to do occasional and periodic happiness checkups. First, have an attitude of gratitude for all the little things in life you have. Notice life's small pleasures and stop to smell the roses. Give rather than receive. Remember that happiness consists in giving and in serving others. Associate with happy people. Happy friends make one happy. Strive for a more meaningful life. Practice random acts of kindness. Forgive others, enemies as well as friends. Take care of your health, both mental, emotional, and physical. Never lose your sense of humor. Practice positive thinking. Invest quality time into family and friendships. In fact, often the happiest people are those that have the strongest friendships. Certainly, happiness is something that everyone wants, but like love, they look for it in all the wrong places. They look for happiness through money, recognition, power, sex, prestige, or most often, things to own. What they fail to realize is that things do not give happiness. At best, they give a momentary euphoria. In reality, happiness is about relationships. Just look at a child. A really happy child is one with just a warm little puppy. Happiness with a relationship with an animal. And perhaps the most important of all quotes, after all, happiness is not getting what you want, it's wanting what you have. Hey, be safe, be well, and don't worry, be happy. And here are a few other quotes that just may help out, and may God bless.